Finding the best young players in Football Manager 2022 just got a whole lot easier because you've landed on the right video. We've got 20 players in this video that will cost you less than £2 million at the start of the game and develop into world class players. So don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe if you want more videos like this, and let me start off 10 years into the future by showing you player number 1, because there's loads to get through. Lorenzo Luca is a strong, tall, powerful striker who's amazing at scoring goals, both with his head and with his feet. You can see his physicals here 10 years into the future are insane, as well as the standout attributes you need for goal scoring, right? Finishing, composure, and heading, obviously, as well as things like off the ball. Absolutely insane. And for less than 2 million at the start of the game, you're picking yourself up a world-class striker. Next up, Nick Butcher. I apologise for Brighton butchering anyone's name pronunciation during this video because it's quite difficult, right? This guy is a great midfielder slash striker. For me, I'd probably play him as an inside forward on the right because he's left-footed. He's good at dribbling, but he's also good at finishing and composure as well. He's not the tallest of players, so at 5'7", that's why I'd prefer to play him on the wing. But again, world class. Julian John Guerrero is an elite attacking midfielder here 10 years time into the future in Football Manager 2022, and you can pick him up, as with all the players on this list, for less than £2 million at the start of the game. First touch, free kick taking and passing show you that he's a kind of visionary in terms of creating chances for your team. 17 vision, for example. 19 composure means he can receive the ball in tight spaces with that excellent first touch he's got, and then kind of not panic, right, under pressure. Marcos Leonardo stands out here in 10 years' time with his amazing mentals and physicals. He's no slouch in terms of finishing as well, but he is quite short for a forward. Contracted to Juventus here in 10 years' time in the future. He's had 29 caps for Brazil and scoring 11 goals. Kaiki next represents the first centre-back on our list, always an important player. He's an elite centre-back here in 10 years' time, so you're buying yourself, again, for £2 million or under, one of the best future prospects, Brazilian centre-backs in the game, right? He's playing for Arsenal here, £52 million he is worth, and he's got every single attribute you would want from your ball-playing centre-back. Kasper Kozlowski next. A very good midfield slash attacking midfield, cultural attacking midfielder, he's described as here by the media. Determination, composure, anticipation, vision, passing. Again, he's got every single thing you would need in that centre midfield position. Hakan Yasiel. Yasiel is very good. That was an attempt at a joke, but it didn't really work. He's fast, strong, good kind of on the defensive side of things as well for a centre midfielder, right? He's described here as a tireless defensive midfielder. You need that kind of balance in your centre midfield, right? You can't just be playing Messi and Ronaldo in centre midfield. Obviously, you need a defensive stalwart in there as well. Mohamed Ali Cho next is a striker. Although his finishing lets him down a little bit here, he's got great first touch, dribbling, composure, determination and agility, which represents, for me, more of a winger. I would probably train him to play in the inverted winger role, where incidentally my scout tells me he's better suited, but obviously the media description is striker. Do with him what you will. Pick him up for less than £2 million. Very good here in 10 years time. Jakub Kaminski is one of these wingers who can cross and dribble. They're kind of going out of fashion a little bit, and you see them more really in the fullback positions, but he's fast, he's agile, crossing and dribbling, and like media description, winger. It is what it says on the tin. If you play with a winger, this is the kind of player you want, right? Sergio Cameo, another striker with great finishing and composure here in this save. He's got acceleration, pace, strength, penalty taking as well. Very good player. 12 caps for Spain, only 3 goals. Playing for Dortmund here. So again, you're buying yourself the future pedigree for less than £10 million. For less than £2 million. Sorry. Giovanni, another winger, this time left-footed. He's a dribbler, right? He's got determination, he's a good dribbler, he's got good stamina and agility. Great jump in reach, which is quite interesting for a winger. It's different. Heading only 11 though. Good passing. Very good player. Contracted to Brighton actually here. The Brazilian is worth £77 million. Now what I love about Malamine Efekeli, other than his name is like quite difficult to pronounce, crossing and dribbling. Look at that. 17 and 19 in terms of crossing and dribbling. He's your perfect winger. Although maybe he hasn't got the pace, you could probably describe him as the French David Beckham, right? 122 appearances for Bayern Leverkusen, scoring 19 goals. Then Monaco, 80 appearances, 7 goals. I just love that first touch dribbling and crossing. It's really good. Tom Bischoff next, a German player, 26 years old here in 2031. Acceleration, pace, stamina, vision, work rate, decisions. His mentals really do stand out here from this midfielder. Technique, passing as well. Passing of 17 and vision of 18. You don't really need much more. Just stick him in the middle of the park and watch him create chances. Roberto Massimo next. He's an experienced winger with pace to burn. His crossing and his dribbling aren't like kind of on the levels that we've seen before. He's got decent kind of aggression. I don't know. This guy really hasn't come up and cut the mustard, to be honest with you. His agility is 17, but apart from that, it's his only green. Let's move on. Elias Husseini, though, is someone who is really exciting. Dribbling 18, first touch 16, decisions 16 as well. So decisions are quite important when it comes to wide players because they've got the choice, obviously, to dribble it, to cross it, to shoot, and they've got to choose the right one. And having a good decisions attribute invariably means they will make the right decision. Technique of 16 as well makes him a really good player. 26 years old here in 10 years time, so he must start off the game at 15 or 16. Ben Nelson, a favourite here on this channel, playing for Fulham here in this simulation. He's got strength, he's got pace, he's got everything you need as a centre-back. He just hasn't quite hit the elite centre-back level, but the media here describe him as a solid centre-back. You can see, like, pace 16, you don't argue with that. Pace 16 for a centre-back, that's very good and like elite level statistics. Ugo Batelli next then. Composure 16 and technique 16 for this midfielder, and agility 17 as well. Definitely a kind of solid centre midfielder with well-rounded attributes. Playing for Marseille here and is valued at 132 million quid. Ismail Garby then, the 27-year-old attacking midfielder here in 10 years' time, is valued at 86 million, playing for Leicester. He's got good first touch, but his vision's 16 as well as his flair, and he's got good decisions, amazing acceleration, 17, great pace, 16 as well, tries killer balls, gets forward whenever possible. Listen, some of these attributes and player traits might change in your save, etc. But he's a really exciting young French player. Let me know, by the way, in the comments below if you've signed any of these players. Ramon Terrets next. Let's hope he hasn't got Tourette's, because his anticipation is 18 and his first touch is 16, right? He's going to be very, very good. Technique, tackling, work rate, pace, agility, acceleration. He's got the lot. Mathis Tel next then. Passing, technique, first touch, dribble in. Very, very good. He's a left winger, acceleration, agility, and pace, as well as the obvious ones like off the ball, right? Which you need if you're playing out on the wing. This is the entire shortlist on my left here. Feel free to pause the video. If you want to download the shortlist, that is available to the patrons, www.patreon.com/FMWonderkids. Thank you so much for watching. Check out this video here for more cheap Wonder Kids, and I'll see you soon.